Okay, welcome everyone as we learn the Mishna Yomis for Sunday evening, as we start the week of Parshas Bay, Haba Aleinu L'Torah, Shabbos Parshas Bay, Haba Aleinu L'Tova, and we start the fifth parak of Kesuvos with Mishnah Aleph and Mishnah Beis, sponsoredly the Nishmas Chaim ben Avram ben Yamin Beinish, and for Shleimer Fel Yomis ben Chayesara, and for the schus of Avram ben Yom Beinish ben Malki Yehudis and family, also by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlem ben Avram Alevi Pel Bas Ruvain, for by the Yol Klugman and family for their Parnasa Berevach V'Chaved, for my Shver Avigdor ben Rivka and Meir ben Chayesara. They should have a refuah shalema b'seich shar chila Yisrael. So in Mishnah Aleph we said, Afal Pisha Amru, even though the standard and the minimum is Afal Pisha Amru, even though we've established that Besula Goyva Masayim, a virgin gets 200 for the Ksuva, Valmana Mana, a widow 100, Imratza Lahaisif, if the husband wants to add a Taisvis Ksuva, Afilu Meya Mana Yosef, he could add even up to 100 Mana. Nisarmalo in Niskasha, then if she gets widowed or divorced, Bein Mina Erisin, even if they were only engaged, Bein Mina Suin, or the marriage was consummated, Goyves Hakol, she collects everything, the minimum and the Taisvis. Rabbi Lazman Azariah, no. The Taisvis, the additional, she only gets if the marriage was consummated. Minanasuin, if the marriage was consummated, Goyves Hakol. Mina Erisin, if they were only engaged, Besula Goyva Masayim, the Besula gets them 200, Valmana Mana, because the extra he only gave on the condition that he would consummate the marriage. Like Kosovla, he only wrote the extra Elo Manas Lekonsa if he consummated the marriage. Rabbi Yehuda says, Imrotza, if she wants, Kaisev Lebesula Shtar Shel Masayim, he could write to her a document of 200, Vihi Kaisevis, and she could write an addendum, Hiskabalti Mimchaman. It's as if I accepted already 100, even if she didn't. And then he would only be liable to give her 100. Ulalmana Mana, he could write to a widow 100, Vihi Kaisevis Hiskabalti Mimcha Chamishim Zuz. It's as if I accepted 50. And then he would be only obligated to give her 50. And you could do that. Rameh says you can't. The obligation of 200 for a Besula and 100 for a widow is Midoraisa, and you can't be Masna Masha Kasa B'Torah. Rameir Aimer Kol HaPoiches L'Besula B'Masayim. Whoever promises to a Besula less than 200 or La'almana Mimana, that is, their marriage is like a Bias Nus. Harizu B'ilas Nus, their marriage is like they are having a forbidden union. Now, even though Masna Masha Kasa B'Torah to know a bottle, and he therefore does owe her 200 and 100 respectively, but since she doesn't expect to get it, that makes the bia like a bias nus. Mishnah Beis tells us, we know that there could be a long period between the erisin, the engagement, and the nesuin. However, if the husband, after they get engaged, asks her and that he wants to get married, we give to the Besula a deadline of a year, once the husband says he wants to marry her. We give her a year to get ready her dowry, to provide her clothing and her jewelry. Just like we grant to the woman a year, we also grant that to the man, to prepare the wedding and to prepare the furnishings of the house. A widow is granted 30 days. If the year is up and he's dilly-dallying and he doesn't take her to the chuppah, now he has to support her. She eats from him and she gets lodging from him. Now, since she's not living at home anymore, if he's a kayin, he could give her already truma. See, really, truma he should be able to give her once the kedushin happens because it's kinyan kasbay. However, we don't give her when she's arusa truma because she's living at home, and she might share the truma with her relatives, with her siblings, her parents who are Yisraelim. But now that he has to provide her lodging and she's living alone, like Chelas B'Truma, he could, if he's a Kayin, he could give her Truma. Now, Reb Tarfon, I'm a nice kol Truma. He could give her all the mezainis for the month, Truma, even though when she's a Nida and she's tummy, she can't eat it. She'll have to sell the Truma to Kahanim and buy Chulin. Rabbi Kiva says we don't make her do that. Rather, we tell the husband he has to provide her mechza Chulin, half Chulin or mechza Truma, and half Truma, so that when she is tamei, she will have Chulin to eat. We want to thank you very much for joining us and wish you a lovely evening.